Death is, of course, inevitable for all of us, but it's often an experience that we don't actually stop and reflect on until it confronts us head on. Now, a growing number of people are turning to the Buddhist practice of death meditation to overcome their fears about the end of life. Deborah Netburn covers faith and spirituality for the LA Times. She wrote about why death meditation made her feel more alive than ever. Deborah, I loved this piece so much. Thank you for coming in to talk about
Oh,
it.
thank you so much for having me.
Tell everybody how you found out about this.
Well, I'm afraid to say that my editor asked if I would like to go to a death meditation. She'd seen it on Instagram and thought it would make a good story. And I jumped all over it because death is something that, I'm afraid of. But I've been thinking about, confronting that fear in healthy ways.
Well, what is death meditation exactly?
So, I mean, it can come in many different flavors, but it is, taking time to contemplate one's own death. So there are different types, like in Buddhism, there is a death meditation where you sort of spend time thinking about how you might die in 3 months or in 1 month or in 2 weeks or even as soon as your next breath. I mean, it's always possible. And just thinking about how you would live your life accordingly. Another type of death meditation Buddhists do is to actually contemplate one's body's decomposing and really visually imagining all of that just to kind of release attachment to this physical body.
Wow. So who led you through this? Where'd you go?
So I was actually at a store in Pasadena, which was sort of a incongruous place, and it was led by a woman named Marifel Catalig. She is a death doula, and she had worked in hospitals, I think, as a respiratory therapist. So she had spent a lot of time helping people breathe and also watching people die. So she was she had a very gentle, accepting energy. She was great.
And so you get there, and what do you do first?
So I get there, and I'm a little nervous, right? And there's candles. She's put out mats and pillows, and then she had us lie down. She loves music, so she had this amazing playlist, which sort of was a very kind of helpful accompaniment. And we started just breathing and being calm, and then she had us imagine our earliest memory. It was a life review, was how she said. So many people think about their whole lives when they die. So we began with our earliest memory. What did it smell like? What did it, feel like? Who was there?
What was yours?
My earliest memory, I have a brief one of being in a crib, and I can picture like the art on the wall. Another is like my bunk bed, when I was 3 with my sister, and that room, it's like a feeling almost more than a story.
And then she keeps guiding you through your whole life. I mean, you're looking at all the nooks and crannies of junior high, high school, right?
Yeah, I sort of pictured myself in 5th grade and, leaving elementary school and then, being a preteen and, just boys and, all this, stuff coming up, being in high school and being bored, which felt really bad then and now just feels like this luxury, just all the different lives that I'd led. And I looked, what came up for me was really very mundane memories, not the big things, but I looked at all of it with such tenderness. That was the feeling I had, just tenderness and gratitude for it.
And after she's walked you through your life, she walks you through your death. How did that work?
Yeah, so she sort of had us imagine that we were nearing our death, and she said maybe food doesn't taste as good to you, and maybe your eyes aren't seeing as clearly anymore. And I myself felt a receding kind of from this glittering world that we live in. And that brought me comfort because it's hard to imagine leaving this, but if it was subdued, if it wasn't as available, to me that felt easier. We imagined where we might be, who might be with us, and at the end she said, it's your last breath. What do you want to breathe in and what do you want to breathe out? And for me, the answer came up, I want to breathe in gratitude and I want to breathe out love.
I know you lost someone in your family recently. How did going through this experience help you with that?
Yeah, thank you for asking. I lost my uncle, and I was talking to his wife of 63 years, and she said, "Oh, we never said I love you. That wasn't our thing." And she said, "But at the end of his life, I said, we did it our way, and it was great." And I just thought that was such a beautiful way to think about one's own life. And having had this meditation that I had done recently, I thought, it's been so great. For me too. I did it very different than them, but it's been great. And I just hope many of us can feel that way at the end.
Deborah Netburn on a death meditation that fills her with gratitude
Yes.
and love. Thank you so much.
Thank you.